Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about Andor Season 2. Andor Season 2. Because my roommate Jose, shout out Jose, told me to finish Season 2, but to watch episodes 8 to 12, following right into Rogue One, right into episode 4. And he was like, this is the greatest Star Wars trilogy. And I was like, you're probably right. So I did. The other day I did it. Episodes 8 to 12, I started like 5 p.m. Episodes 8 to 12, watched Rogue One, and then I started A New Hope. I was up until like 2:30 a.m. I still had half an hour left of A New Hope, and I was like, I can't do this. So I finished it the next day. But I figured since I'm going to be talking about the amazingness of the Star Wars content that we're getting, might as well play some Battlefront 2. I played a little the other day, and I am absolute garbage. But hey, we're just here to talk about Andor. Oh, this is First Order. Yikes. Rebel scum. Oh, wait a second. Oh, first thing to talk about in terms of Andor. Andor is like a far departure from Star Wars, which we actually first saw in Rogue One. A lot more adult themes. I mean, people are dying left and right, and people in interviews were talking about there's not going to be a single lightsaber. So we were like, is it going to be any good? Another thing we were hearing, but somebody in an interview said that they were going to make TIE fighters scary. We were like, TIE fighters? Yeah, right, scary, right? Nuh-uh. They're scary. And they were like coming in hot, it's like, wah, wah. Andor just kind of takes that even farther and really does a good job of exploring the brutality of the Empire. So if you haven't seen Andor yet, I highly recommend. It's an amazing show. Even if you're not really like big on Star Wars, you just want a good drama, you want something like to kind of settle into, I think this is actually a good fit for you too. You don't have to know too much about Star Wars. Absolutely, if you know, you're gonna get more out of it. Yikes, whoa. I do not know how to play this character. What does this do? I killed somebody with it. Oh my gosh, this sensitivity. Oh, no! Because what they're exploring in Andor is oppression. Big government, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to find connections to the modern day. You know, they're going to be like, wow, this is such a great commentary. Sure. Yeah, it can be that. But I don't want to get political. If you're looking for something political, this is actually a great show for it. I like this new Star Wars because it is political. It actually like explores the political world of the Star Wars universe post the Old Republic. We get to see just how terrible the Empire is. I mean, if you remember Grand Moff Tarkin in episode 4, yeah, he's supposed to be big bad, right? But you don't really get to like hear of or witness any of his evilness. In Rogue One season, or Andor season 2, they're talking about how evil he actually is. He took a ship and landed on like 500 people that were in the town square. Like they wouldn't move, so he just like sat on them. I think where I actually got lost in what Andor was, oh, this is a dive into who Andor is to make me care about him. It's not. Although we do get his background. We do see where he comes from and all that. It's not about him. Andor is a show about the birth of the rebellion and about all the sacrifices that went into starting the rebellion. So let's start with things I liked. I liked that upon my second rewatch, I understood Andor is a show about the rebellion. It's about the birth of it. Before, you haven't. So I love that. It's the birth of the rebellion and the grittiness behind the start of the rebellion. It wasn't always an organized frontier. It wasn't always an organized effort. You know, it had to start somewhere. And Andor is about where it started. And Cassian Andor is a part of that start. There's a lot of moving pieces. So if you're a fan of those shows like Game of Thrones, where there's multiple stories going on, there's a lot happening that you need to pay attention to, this will feed that itch. You're absolutely gonna have to pay attention. You're absolutely gonna need to like lock in because there's so much happening all at the same time. And then it's even better if you have the background of previous Star Wars shows, i.e. Rebels, or even the Clone Wars. These shows like Star Wars is embracing its fan base and saying, hey, you're a fan? Come on in, we've got more to tell you about the world that we've already established. Absolutely, it is, you know, newcomers can come in and enjoy the show, but really, you're gonna get a lot more out of the show if you've seen previous shows. I also like how much series creator and writer Tony Gilroy paid attention to Star Wars. He did his homework. I mean, he's like kind of a Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni does his homework and is like, how can we connect these shows? How can we do this, that, and the other to bring value and depth to an already engrossed and established franchise? Oh, let's see Vader. I have not played as Vader a lot, so please be patient with me, y'all. I'm just having fun here. I'm not here to be the best in the game. Rebel scum. Lost gate control. Uh-oh. Ah, we lost. Damn. The show is made for fans. What happens is that Andor goes right into Rogue One. Like, literally does not skip a beat. So I'm glad that Jose told me to watch episodes 8 to 12 because that's when things seriously escalate. And then everything starts coming together. There's this small little character in Rogue One right at the beginning named Tivik, referenced in like episodes 11 and 12. Melshi. Melshi is in season 1 of Andor and then comes back in season 2 and then is relevant through to Rogue One. The droid K2, we actually learn where K2 comes from. Mon Mothma is, I mean, huge. She's central. She's the reason that they get the funding and everything. It's really interesting because, like, how did we get to where we are? How did we get to such a unified effort? And it was the combined efforts of people like Mon Mothma and government who was siphoning money secretly. The efforts of Luthen, this guy, I'm gonna put him somewhere on the screen, Cassian Andor. They had informants inside the Empire itself that eventually leads to the discovery of the plans of the Death Star, to lead into Rogue One, to lead right into episode 4. It's incredible. I mean, I cannot sing this show's praises enough. Now, the thing I will say, because watching Andor and then Rogue One, you see so many people die and so many people give everything for the rebellion. And Luthen says, I burn my life for a sunrise I know I'll never see. Oh my gosh, dude, chills. I burn my life. I carved the path. I paved the way for them to have freedom, for them to have rebellion. Before the organized rebellion on Yavin, somebody delivers the line like, everybody has their own rebellion. And so it is like finding just the common ground of like, we hate the Empire to start the effort, and then it becomes organized. But it had to start somewhere, and it started with these people who die and who are not thanked, who are not remembered. And so actually, I was telling Jose, and Jose agrees with me, please, Jose. I hate watching A New Hope now because of the emotional weight that Andor brought. Because you see Andor, you see Bix, you see Luthen. They all die for this rebellion that Luke, he's like, oh, you know about the rebellion, you know about the war. Wow, that's so cool. He swoops in and then he just saves the day on learning about the Force for 3 days. Or something, right? Like something stupid. And then he gets to go to the medal ceremony, that stupid, awkward medal ceremony that George Lucas freaking, George Lucas, god damn it. And he gets the glory, he gets the praise. Now, I also understand that A New Hope was created literal decades before Andor and Rogue One, of course, absolutely. Totally understand. George Lucas did not foresee these things happening. It still doesn't take away from the emotional impact that I feel, because why do they get the glory, right? Well, why do they get praised and celebrated as heroes of the rebellion when people like Andor and Luthen literally gave everything? Of course, every rebellion, every movement needs a face, and that was Luke Skywalker. It breaks my heart that, wow, there's so many people that gave their lives, and it actually makes me like think how many people also are there in, I don't know, like in American history, the unsung heroes who actually paved the way for our own rebellion, that they weren't recognized, that their praises aren't sung. I mean, what if Paul Revere wasn't the actual guy to know that the British were coming? He just received intel and he happened to be the guy. I'm sure this is actually how it happened. Like, he just happened to be the guy who had the horse and who got away. But who gathered the intel? Who actually did the work to like pave the way for us as Americans to know the British are coming? Their names might be lost forever to history. Now this is actually making me sad, because like I actually don't know the first thing about the fight. I don't know the first thing about fighting for my freedoms. If anything, this show actually radicalized me to being appreciating the people who have sacrificed for my freedom, for the people that they'll never meet me. They'll never meet me. They'll never see me. You know, they'll never shake my hand. They'll never know my name. And yet they're going out and fighting for my freedom that I don't realize is such a heavy cost. This just became like, instead of becoming a review for Andor, it just became like a big patriotic rant. Can I sprint? Yes, I can. Let's go. Oh, sorry, boss. Oh, that's a fun glitch. Can you see this? That's fun. Hell yeah, brother. You can't kill me because I'm down at the feet. This is actually hilarious. I don't know what any of these things are doing. I'm literally... Oh! The big guy killed me. Actually, I want to go back and play the 2005 Battlefront 2. That's my jam. I love that movie. Or, I love that game. But if you are planning on watching Andor, I would highly recommend. I am very excited for the future of Star Wars. Just like, if we keep getting these kinds of things, these kinds of shows that like add weight and value to what's already been established, please go watch it if you haven't. Definitely worth a watch if you're a Star Wars fan. It's, dude, solid like 9 out of 10, if not a 10 out of 10. It was phenomenal. It was so good. Don't forget to like if you like what you see. Don't forget to comment anything you want me to watch in the future and review. And then don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any more of these videos. All right, y'all. Catch you in the next one. Thanks so much.